Tip number 3. This is going to be a hard one, guys, but if you're a shy person, you have got to dissolve that like as much as possible. A lot of people know me to be a very social, upbeat person, but actually, as a kid, I was very antisocial. Not with strangers, actually, but when it came to friends, I was very, I just wasn't good at it. Like, I really wasn't, and I had to work really hard, so it's not a natural ability. The one thing, or the two things that really have helped is that, one, I'm a showman at heart. I performed on stage a lot of the time, but also I'm just not a shy person. So that doesn't really get in the way, but where my social anxiety kicks in is when I am trying to meet a new person and I feel this constant need to impress them. But yeah, you need to kind of get out of your head when it comes to interviews and meeting with coworkers and meeting with your boss, because I know that in certain circumstances, especially when I was going through a really depressing time in my life, I developed a lot of social anxiety, and it became really hard for me to interact with my coworkers and my boss, and I just wanted to literally just mind vomit everywhere. Every time I left the place, I just had so much to say, but I just couldn't say it. It was all bottled up, and I got back pain, and it was just awful. You really, if you get anxiety from socializing, just tell yourself, you know what, I am who I am. These coworkers I work with, they are not perfect people either. They all have their own personal lives, and sometimes they open up to each other about it, and sometimes they don't. But I should not feel like the only thing I'm good for here is literally just the job itself. You want to be able to be a real human being and talk to people, and most likely your first job is going to be a minimum wage job where you have to talk to people like customers or people planning for events or whatever, but you're going to have to talk to somebody, okay? So dissolving that shyness is really good, and then along with that, networking as much as possible. And by networking, just making friends. It's literally just making friends, not for anything, not because, oh, I need a person who does that and that, and a person to wash my car. No, networking is literally just making friends, and that's why whenever I've gotten a job, I've always made a couple friends off the bat, found a couple people that I bonded with and worked from there. And it was just because I felt like I wanted friends at work. It's always good to have someone to back you up. And say someone says that you did something that you really didn't do, well, you have somebody to back you up and say, well, I'm not saying that you should lie or anything, but say they didn't do the thing, you should just back them up, But anyway, so all I'm saying is try to network as much as possible. This is before you get a job, after you get a job, whatever. Just keep doing it, because the more friends you have, the more people who are in your life who care about you, the less alone you feel in general. And it really just makes working more fun, but it also just allows you to know that, okay, I made friends at work and now we're friends outside. It makes the bonding experience and work a lot more of a happy environment, as opposed to a place where you just want to neglect everything because the people that you work with you just don't get along with. That most likely will be on you, as opposed to the people that you're working with. If you don't like them, fine, but you have to find a way to get along with them.